Welcome to the Safe Wheel live stream where I share my real P&L on three accounts and teach my proprietary Safe Wheel options trade system for free. And today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm out of town right now celebrating my anniversary. You can see behind me, I'm up in the mountains. And I expected some decent bandwidth out of this cabin, but all I have is Wi-Fi. So I don't have enough bandwidth to go live and add my trading platform in there. So tomorrow morning, I am going to actually go in and make trades and show the accounts and everything. But I do want to take this opportunity to answer any questions you guys might have, or um, also, I wasn't sure the best way to notify everyone that I wasn't going to make it today. I was supposed to do it last week, and so I really didn't have a good way of notifying anyone. So I figured I'd just come on live and let you guys know what was going on. Also, I'm assuming you can hear me. Let me know that you can hear me. Um, Also, post any questions you might have about anything that we're doing, anything options related. I'm happy to answer that. Uh, and Will says, congratulations. Thank you. Yeah, this is my 5th year anniversary. No, I'm not doing any skiing because my knee's kind of messed up. And the audio's good. Thanks, Walter. Um, yeah, I just wasn't sure the best way to notify you guys. I kind of came into this problem last second when I arrived at the cabin last night. Did not thought I would be able to plug my computer in, but I have Wi-Fi. So also, one thing I can say is that there's probably some Uber questions going on there. I think I saw a couple, but one thing I wanted to do is also bring you up to speed on Twitter. I've created a real P&L no show list. So when people, I'll go in there and I'll look for options traders that have courses that are on Twitter, and I'll ask them to share their P&L, or if they think sharing P&L is important as an instructor. And a lot of them just ignore me. I've been blocked already. So what I've done is created a list of people. I give them a few days to answer my questions. A lot of them ignore me. So, with that in mind, you guys can come on Twitter and you can contact me through Twitter, and you can actually make suggestions of options trading instructors that that you want me to go ahead and follow. So I'll follow probably 2 or 3 or 4 a week, and then go on to the next ones. And I'm always interested in why they are not showing their P&L, but they tend to ignore me. That's kind of what's going on right now. But maybe we can push these guys a little bit. Um, Also, let's see. So I'm going to just get into some questions. If you guys have any questions, uh, I guess Uber is probably coming into earnings this week. That's what Will says here. Let's see here. Earnings week for Uber looking to be tricky to follow the rules. So I am going to stick with the rules because I need to keep things simple. And simplicity is another aspect of trading that I like to stick to. Some people might have different personality when it comes to that. And I understand if you guys want to make it more complicated and more detailed and do it your way, that's totally fine. I try to keep it simple. So when we're coming into earnings, I'm not going to do anything different. Let's see what Will says here. I would probably sell a very expensive put and try and afford the inflated call prices. So yeah, so the problem is that little $5 call, right? Now, what happened with Uber last week is it obviously went much higher. We were able to sell that little $5 call for a little bit of money, and obviously the covered call got called away. So we really have no position on Uber right now, or I don't, except the 3 put hedges, which are kind of getting away from us, or getting away from me, because they're worth less money because Uber continues to rise higher. So tomorrow I'm going to go ahead and deal with that. So today I'm not going to trade Uber at all because I want to do everything live. So I'm going to go ahead and trade it. I'm probably, if Uber stays where it is, it looks like I'm going to probably roll up the hedge and then just reestablish with a new put. So maybe get a $100 premium on the put and buy a $25 call. So you want to keep that call nice and tight. That's what Will's talking about. Keep the call tighter. That's one strategy. The other strategy is just to keep it, pay very little for it and not have a high expense and take a little more risk because we're in earnings. We'll see what I do tomorrow. Or we just move on to another stock. True, we definitely can move on to another stock right now because we're cleanly out of Uber and all we have is that put hedge. So we could, and we're going to roll the put hedge. So we could cleanly break and go into a different stock. But I'm probably going to just be a little stubborn and stick with the Uber because my philosophy is it doesn't matter what stock I'm trading as long as it falls within those 6 parameter and guidelines that I use to pick the right stock. Will says, congratulations. Hope you enjoy yourself. Yes, I am enjoying myself. Thank you. Any skiing? No, no skiing. Okay. And I'm on my laptop here, so things are a little slow as far as getting to these comments. Okay. Dave, did you hear of the Rhino strategy by SMB? Oh yeah, that Rhino strategy has been around for, I think I first heard about it back in maybe 2016 or 17. I've looked at it pretty extensively back then. It has some good qualities to it. The one thing that I don't like is that it's kind of like trying to collect premium and it's at the money. And so if you can do similar things out of the money like the Rhino, you'll be much better off. But doing it at the money, it's very susceptible to a crash. And so that's one of the reasons why I don't like it. But it was probably about 5 years ago when I took a deep dive into that. Dave, it's an option strategy. Yeah, I've seen that one. And Will says, sorry to repeat himself. No big deal, guy. I mean, Will. Let's see. Some guy. What's happening with the defamation suit with Marcus? Okay, so every time we talk about this or every time that is mentioned, now I have to submit this video because his name came up and I have to put it in as a like part of discovery and everything. So I can't really talk about anything because my attorney says don't talk about anything because every time you do, it just creates more paperwork basically. So I can't talk about that. Charles, will you broadcast tomorrow? Yes, I will broadcast tomorrow, 7:15 a.m. I'll be in my office. I'll have all my tools and I will make my trades. I'll show my accounts. By the way, with Earnings Edge, I took a pretty big hit, a big loss. You guys will be able to see exactly what that number is tomorrow. Dave, do you think it's a risky strategy, the Rhino? No, it's pretty good. It's very similar to maybe Tasty Trade methodology, where you do really well in 3 out of the 4 markets. So in a bull market, you're doing well, sideways doing well, grind down, you probably do okay. And then when everything's going well with that Rhino, and then the market crashes and you get beat up really bad. Very similar to a lot of option premium selling strategies. Okay, so I just want to go over my notes, make sure I kind of went across everything. And some guy says, "Sorry, yeah, you didn't know about that, so don't worry about it. It's no big deal. It happens." Walter says, "Enjoy your day. See you tomorrow." Hey, you guys, don't forget to join or follow me on Twitter because on there you guys can make suggestions of instructors that I can go ahead and ask for P&L so I can get it. I would like to discuss why instructors don't share their P&L. So any instructors that you guys can tell me about, I'm interested in. It's one of the, I wouldn't call it a battle, but one of the things I'm doing is always constantly trying to find new people to follow on Twitter. I like the, obviously, the larger the following, um, the more impact. So I'm looking for large followers. I really don't know who the big guys are on Twitter doing options tradings. On YouTube, I know who they are because I've been around YouTube for a while. So I know all the big guys on YouTube that do options trading. That's pretty easy for me to find. But for Twitter, it's a little harder. So if you guys make suggestions, that would help out a lot. Will, too bad your anniversary didn't fall on a Monday. So you could point out the advantages of your trading system of not needing to be on the computer all week. Well, the day we got married was actually on a Monday. I remember that. Well, I'll look to like more of your tweets and are confronting gurus to hopefully get in more exposure and increase the chance they see it. Yeah, we want these guys to see these questions. For some reason, I'm trying to do my best to not let them avoid these questions about P&L, but they just ignore it. So if you guys can help me out in any way there. Okay, Walter, thanks for the uh, reminder. Tomorrow, 7:15 a.m. Pacific or 10:15 Eastern Time. Yes, I'll be doing a live stream and I'll have my account up and I'll be doing the actual trades. You make the best investments on Mondays, it seems. Yep. Charles. Okay, good. Thanks, Charles, for that. So can you sent me a link to somebody who it looks like is on YouTube. So I'll be more interested on people on Twitter. If you can go to Twitter and use Twitter to communicate with me, Twitter followers. But everything options, yeah. If that's the person I'm thinking of, I have already talked to him about. No, that's somebody else. But I did actually recently talk to somebody about, hey, you should share your P&L, and kind of a younger kid, and he said that he would. So we'll see what happens. But this guy shares P&L, everything options. Okay, good. Good to know. Option rule. Tasty Trade never discusses P&L. It would be nice to see percentages at least. Exactly. One time, Tom Sosnoff was on with his daughter, and he asked her a question. She was relatively new at the time, and he asked her a question about returns or something, and she accidentally said, well, I think we can make 10 to 15% or some number. She threw it out there. And boy, he did not like that at all. He shut her down real quick. We don't talk about that and all this kind of stuff. So it did happen once, but I'm sure you won't be able to find that in the archives. 36K followers. Oh, so on that particular person you told me about, they're on YouTube, right, with 36,000 followers. Okay, good. Some guy. You guys, are you only looking for options gurus? Yeah, just options gurus. That's where my expertise is. And so that's where I can get into the weeds with them if they want to go there. Stocks are pretty, yeah, it's all fundamental or technical analysis based. And I think you guys know what I think about that. I think it just doesn't work. Will, it is only options traders. Yeah, yep. Only options traders. There's enough of them out there. There's enough content out there to just talk about options traders. Okay, guys, well, I'm going to wrap this thing up, and I will be here tomorrow at the regular time, 7:15 a.m. Pacific. And I appreciate everything. I appreciate you guys showing up and asking questions, and I will see you guys tomorrow.